One evening, after a meeting that stretched longer than expected, Ethan skipped his company car. Traffic was slow, rain had started falling, and he didn't want to wait. He stepped into the back seat of a taxi that looked older than most on the road. The driver's name was Marcus. Marcus was in his mid-30s, tired but alert. The car was clean enough, though worn in places that constant use couldn't hide. As they drove through the city, neither man spoke much at first. The sound of rain against the windshield filled the silence. Halfway through the ride, Marcus mentioned fuel prices. Not as a complaint, but as an observation. He talked briefly about how much longer hours were needed to make the same money. He also mentioned that his car needed repairs soon, or he'd have to stop driving for a while. There was no request in his voice. No expectation. It was the kind of conversation people have when they're thinking out loud, not when they're asking for help. Ethan listened without reacting much. When the taxi reached its destination, the fare was modest. Ethan handed Marcus several times the required amount. Marcus noticed immediately and tried to give some of it back. Ethan declined without explanation, stepped out of the car, and disappeared into the building behind him. No names were exchanged. No contact details. No reason to believe they would ever cross paths again. For Ethan, the moment ended there. It barely registered. In his world, small transactions happened constantly. He didn't attach meaning to it, and by the next morning, it was gone from memory. For Marcus, it stayed. The money allowed him to repair his car. That meant he didn't lose work. That meant rent was paid on time. But more than that, it disrupted an assumption he had carried quietly for years, that people who had made it rarely noticed those who hadn't. The moment didn't turn Ethan into a hero in Marcus's mind. It simply made him real. Months passed. Ethan expanded his company. Marcus kept driving. The city moved forward, unaware of the connection it had briefly hosted. Then one morning, everything changed. An anonymous whistleblower released documents online accusing Ethan's company of falsifying contracts and misrepresenting data. The documents looked convincing. They were formatted professionally and released at a moment when Ethan's company was negotiating a major renewal. News outlets picked up the story within hours. Headlines were careful at first, using words like alleged and reported. But the public doesn't process nuance. What spread was the idea that something was wrong. Social media filled the gaps faster than journalists could verify facts. People who had never heard of Ethan formed opinions instantly. Silence, which had once protected him, now worked against him. Inside the company, no one panicked publicly, but decisions shifted quickly. Partners paused collaborations. Investors requested distance. Clients asked for reassurance. Nothing had been proven. But uncertainty alone was enough to cause damage. Ethan's legal team advised restraint. Responding too quickly could legitimize the accusations. Responding emotionally could worsen perception. So they waited. But waiting created a vacuum. And vacuums get filled. Speculation became narrative. Narrative became belief. Ethan understood something deeply uncomfortable during those days. Innocence does not protect you from collapse. Time does. And time was running out. Marcus saw Ethan's face on the news while sitting in his taxi during a break. At first, he didn't pay attention. Then he looked again. He recognized him. Not as a billionaire. Not as a headline. As a man in the back seat of his car on a rainy night. The story being told about Ethan didn't align with the person Marcus remembered. That didn't mean Ethan was innocent of everything being alleged. Marcus had no way of knowing that. But it meant the picture was incomplete. Marcus hesitated. Speaking publicly in defense of a powerful man rarely ends well. People assume motives. They assume payment. They assume manipulation. Silence would have been easier. But something about the false certainty bothered him. Not emotionally but logically. He had context others didn't. So he recorded a video. He didn't praise Ethan. He didn't defend the company. He didn't appeal to emotion. He described one event plainly. He included the date, the location, and dashcam footage from his taxi. He showed payment records. He explained that the interaction had happened when no one was watching. He posted the video without expectation. At first it went nowhere. Then a journalist noticed it. Then another. The video didn't prove innocence. But it created friction. It slowed the narrative. People paused. Investigators looked again. Analysts compared timelines more carefully. That pause mattered. With pressure reduced, inconsistencies in the leaked documents became harder to ignore. Metadata didn't align. Formatting didn't match internal systems. The whistleblower's anonymity shifted from protective to suspicious. Eventually, the truth surfaced. The leak wasn't ethical. It was strategic. Designed to disrupt, not expose. Corrections followed quietly. Headlines softened. Market stabilized. The company survived narrowly. No legal document referenced the taxi ride. No courtroom argument mentioned Marcus. But reputation doesn't operate in courtrooms alone. It operates in hesitation, perception, and probability. Ethan eventually saw the video. He didn't share it publicly. He didn't turn it into a story. Later, privately, he reached out to Marcus to say thank you. That was all. This story isn't about being kind so people will save you later. That logic turns ethics into strategy, and strategy collapses under pressure. It's about something more uncomfortable. You are always leaving evidence of who you are, even when you think no one is watching. Most of that evidence disappears. Some of it becomes context. And context at the right moment can buy time for truth to arrive. Ethan didn't save his empire with money or influence. He saved it unknowingly with a moment he forgot, and someone else remembered. Small help. Massive consequence.